Hey, that's a nice mask you got.
Oh, thank you. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the panel. Hey, Jimmy, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Malik. How are you, man? I hope
No
everybody
complaints,
else out
man.
there who's listening is doing good.
Same here, same here. Everybody else, shout out to y'all. Yeah, man. So, look, you were telling me a story before we got on board, and I wanted you to make sure that you shared that.
Oh
So
yeah.
someone got convicted today, huh?
Yes, the guy that shot those poor innocent people in that Buffalo supermarket got life in prison. And now the federal government, because he crossed state lines, which is really something very amazing, is now he committed a federal offense. So the federal government is now pushing for the death penalty because it was a mass shooting, and it was an outrage. And the federal government is sick and tired of this insanity, and they are really pushing to. Again, he's done. He's in life for prison. He's in life for he's got life in prison, no possibility of parole. So thank God this animal creep I can't even call him a human being
Yeah, that's
is going to.
disgusting.
Yeah, he's not even a human being. And when I saw his disgusting face, and what he said was a lie. He was. You can obviously see that he was a fraud. He was
Mm,
sorry, and he did all this stuff. And then his lawyer was saying, "Well, the prosecutor said that he was absolutely not sincere about anything he said."
yeah.
And I just was glad that the judge defended those poor people, and that one guy. There was one man who broke down crying
Mm,
but lunged at him, and then they had to take him out of court because they were afraid there was so many people in there that wanted to just rip his head off.
wow.
Um, they lunged at him and they stopped him, and then they took him out of the court. I wish he would have got his hands on him
Oh man, if he would
because I
have got his
think it
hands
was
on
the
him.
guy with the little girl. There was one little girl
Oh God.
that was killed, and the mother was holding up the picture. And I felt my heart went out to the man because it's disgusting that this so-called person was able to do this hideous crime.
Yeah,
But
man, that's
now,
disgusting.
hey, listen, he's facing the death penalty, and I hope that he gets it, man. That's what's
Yeah,
important.
yeah. He better get what he deserves, man. That's
That's
crazy.
right. That's right.
That
That's
is
right. And I was
absolutely
afraid
crazy.
that, yeah, I was afraid that it wasn't going to be in a New York court, but because he came from another state, it's now
A federal offense. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, and so he's going to get what's coming to him, and that's I'm grateful.
I think that's what they got R. Kelly on, man. Transporting
Yeah,
across state lines. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, and especially he had an illegal firearm, which it was a double whammy. But the bottom line is, this guy went to, and he effectively had no problem saying that I went to go kill black people
Yeah.
was a disgrace and an outrage. This is an outrage in this country. And I don't know who to blame or who woke up these supremacists, but it is getting out of hand and it's getting disgusting. When you
I
think
think
in
we
our
know
day
who to
and
blame.
age,
I think we know
yeah,
who brought it out.
yeah,
We
I
have a
agree
good
with you, babe.
idea. Yeah, we
Yeah, we
definitely
have
have
a
a
good
good idea.
idea. Yes, we do.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
and damn well he woke them up, especially those two couples that were crying hysterical in Kansas City that went to that little black girl's birthday party and went in saying all kinds of things. The judge had no leniency. They got 25, 30 years each.
Yeah.
So, this is
I
going
mean,
to
show your
stop
ass.
real.
Stuff's gonna happen, man. Show your ass. Show your ass.
Yeah, that's right.
And shit
That's right,
happens,
babe.
man. And shit happens. Hey, so the Super Bowl, man, we're just gonna touch on it really quick. Rihanna, her dress, her outfit, fabulous. You came on board saying how she did a fabulous job. I think I agree with you. She did a good job.
Oh man, she
Yeah.
was all. I got to tell you, and she's pregnant too, and
Yeah.
she was awesome. I really liked her show. She didn't over glamorize herself. She didn't show her booty. You know, I'm sorry, I'm not knocking Beyonce or anybody else. She wore a classy outfit, and she has a beautiful voice. And it was really an amazing show with that platforms and stuff. I thought it was really cool. She did that makeup thing, which was really
She had to
very.
promote her shit.
Yeah, she had to keep her mojo going, man.
Yeah, man.
But you know, it really was a good. I thought it was one of the best Super Bowl halftime shows I've seen in a long time. I was really impressed with her.
All right, and that's what Jimmy says.
And I love what she did, Umbrella.
Yeah, Umbrella. Ella. Yeah, her catalog is just amazing, man.
And she's got a good.
Amazing.
Yeah, she is very talented. I mean, you got to give her credit, and you got to, give her her due. But she just sung her songs. She stood there. She performed her music, which is what it's about. She didn't show off or do anything really vulgar. And it was very classy, I thought, I thought the white dancers were awesome against the red platforms and stuff. It was really very nice, man. What did you think? Did you think it was an awesome show?
I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was pretty good considering her condition,
Yeah, she was pregnant. Yeah, and I'm looking at her. I was looking at her and I was saying, she looks pregnant.
She was.
It was really, she was hiding it. That outfit she wore pretty, covered it up, concealed it really good,
Yeah, all that red, yeah. I think I even texted the group. I was like, is Riri pregnant?
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. So, Established 87, how you doing, bro? Thanks for joining us. He says, Jimmy, you were singing Umbrella?
Yeah.
That was the jam. So, look, in good news, who is it? Pharrell is now going to be the creative director for Louis Vuitton. So that's
that's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, that's very cool. That's very cool.
Yeah.
And let's see. Oh wow, yeah. So I guess I want to talk mostly about because a couple of things are trending, but they're very similar. So like Playboi Carti, he basically choked out his girlfriend.
Yeah, man. What the heck was that all about?
So look, man, it was after a paternity test was done. So either the baby is his or the baby ain't his. I mean, he could have choked her out for one or two reasons, right?
Oh my God, man. Yeah, but
like that. Okay, first of all, it's no laughing matter. Nobody should put their hands on anybody, right? Like females should not put their hands on men. Men should not put their hands on females. If you can't articulate what you're trying to communicate with your with your words, then just leave
it doesn't get anybody anywhere. But but a guy choking out a woman is just, to me, I don't care what the woman did.
The paternity test. Minutes after he got the paternity test. I mean, the man could have been in shock.
Wow.
Because if he found, okay, Jimmy, think about it, right? So you dealing with this chick since July of 2022. She's pregnant with your baby. Notice, it ain't even been a full year.
I know.
But, you've been dealing with this chick since July of 2022, and y'all are pregnant. And you go to the maternity clinic, and y'all get a paternity test done, and they tell you that the baby's not yours.
Oh my God. Listen, I'm not laughing, but I know, it's kind of crazy, I would be upset too, but I don't know if I'd choke her, put my hands on her and choke her. I mean, I would be upset. I'd tell her to leave. We're done, But yeah, I know. Wow, man. What do you say? What do you say? You can't say nothing. It's nuts. It really is.
That may have been his first reaction, right? Because that's some foul shit to find out while you're standing there, right? Holding the
well, here you are. He could be in love with the girl. He could, be excited about the baby. I'm having a baby, and then all of a sudden you find out that it ain't your baby. I mean, yeah, that's kind of.
And look,
I can't put myself in that situation.
This is his butt shot, right? Look at him. Don't he look devilish right there? He looked like he done flipped the screw. He looks like
he looks so pissed, man. I mean, it's crazy.
He looks like what's the guy? Snake from Hogwarts. Or he looks like that one. So I see him standing there and doing like this with his fingers, with long
Oh,
fingers.
man. Damn, I swear to God.
Yeah, but
It's
man, that
pretty.
mugshot, if that doesn't tell you shit, that tells you all. The mugshot is saying that baby wasn't his and that man was pissed off. Now, this is me just assuming. But yeah, and assuming
I
has
don't mean
got to
to
be
laugh.
funny.
I mean, it really isn't funny, but it's
Yeah,
pretty crazy, man.
yeah, yeah,
I mean, I honestly would have been really devastated too.
yeah.
There's no doubt about it.
But I think that lately, okay, so we're going to talk about that one. Let me talk about Trevor Ariza, right? So
Yeah.
he beat up on his wife and she had like pictures of what he did to
Yeah,
her. You know what I mean?
I
He
know.
was whooping her ass.
She
If
looked pretty bad.
if this is true, he was whooping her ass. And y'all can see the picture right there. I mean, her face
Yeah,
was
I know. I saw
horrible,
them.
right? And
She
so
looks bad, man.
she looks horrible. Poor baby.
She looks
Poor
horrible.
baby. Poor baby.
Yeah.
And there was another picture of her on the side. Here we go. That's the bruise. Oh, I went too far up. That's the
Yeah.
side where you see the bruises
Yeah, I
and
saw
all
that
that.
one too.
Yeah, man.
I
So
mean, was he punching her? I mean, he had to
there's
be
another
punching
one.
her.
But you see the first one was like two black eyes, man.
Yeah, he was pretty messed up, man.
So this
Hey,
is the dude who used to play for the Lakers. So this is
right. I know. Yeah, he was a great ball player. He was
yeah,
a great
yeah.
ball player.
So that's Trevor Aziz. And now she's got a restraining order against him. Uh she's already filed for divorce, but now she had to get a
Now, don't they
restraining order.
they have kids, right?
They do. So now she's seeking
They,
sole custody of the kids.
wow. Yeah, but he's gonna pay through the nose, man.
Now, Jimmy, I'm gonna play devil's advocate, right? People snap all the time. What do you
Yes.
think that woman said to that man to make him? And I'm not victim shaming. I'm just curious, like what takes it? What does a woman have to say to a man to take you to the level where you ready to whoop somebody's ass or kill somebody? Like, and I'm
Hey,
gonna come back
listen.
to. Yep, go ahead.
Wow. Look again. You're bringing up a great point because what develops a man to really hit a woman like that, you have to be really desensitized to the whole situation. She had to say she could have said some pretty cool stuff. Were me and you there? No.
No,
But
we don't
for
know.
a man to hit a woman, and especially, I mean, that's his wife.
Yeah,
You know, that's his wife.
the mother of his children. The
You
mother of his
know,
children.
could he have done something to piss her off? Could he have went out and is he fooling around with somebody? Who the heck knows, But she had to say something to him,
Yeah,
and
or do
women
something.
women sometimes can say some cruel things,
Yeah.
and I dated a girl one time that said some pretty cool things to me, and I know she was upset, but I'm a different kind of animal. I walked away. When it comes to a man, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm tough as nails. Hey, a dude to a dude, hey, get your shit together, do what you got to do. But when it comes to a woman, I'm a little more sensitive. A woman, no matter what a woman says to me, I walk away. My girlfriend Lisa, I mean, beautiful girl, model. She was great, but she did some really crazy things to me. Came back one night. She was all drunk and messed up with her. She went to a Halloween party with her girlfriends. And I don't know what the heck she did, but she said something so stupid to me. What did I do? I walked out of the house and I stayed at a hotel. And, she started calling me up crying. And I said, hey, Lisa, I don't want to be a part of any interaction with violence, with you. But what you were saying to me was pretty cruel.
Yeah.
So I'm different. But some men can't handle that, Malik. And who knows his situation? He's an ex-basketball player. He's not in the limelight that much anymore. You
Yeah.
know, who knows if he's drinking? You know what I'm
Who
saying?
knows what the
Sometimes,
issue is? Yeah, yeah. And
you know,
but I don't know if that's an excuse because there's one more story that I want to go through. And there's a Georgia cop, Miles Bryant, right? He's 22 years old, and he's responsible. They arrested him because they believe he's responsible for the death of a 16-year-old girl who's been missing since July 26, 2022, Susanna Morales. Her remains were
yes.
just found on February
I
6th.
know, man. It's
And so it's
crazy.
just like all of this type of stuff is happening. I mean, these are the top stories in the news right now. Playboi Carti choking out his chick, Trevor Aziz, like, you know, beating on his wife, and the Georgia cop.
Yeah.
And it's just,
You know, men today are not the same as they were 20, 25 years ago. It
okay.
was really different. Again, we're looked upon. A man should not hit a woman. It was always like a rule. Like my grandfather brought me up and say, "You never raise your voice to a woman. You never hit a." He never raised his voice to my grandmother. And he was always a gentleman. He walk away. He said, "Jimmy, you walk away. You don't touch a woman. You don't hit a woman. You're not a man, and you have no moral value." And I agree with him. But today, men today do not. I mean, girls I talk to when I'm out, they say men are not men anymore. They have
They're
no
very
moral
different.
value. Yeah, they're different, Malik. Like, you know, let me ask you a question. Does you when you, if you have a disagreement with your husband, does he get on to you? Does he kind of, kind of soothe it down a little bit? You know,
Well,
I mean, think about.
we're both type A personalities. So he fights back. But it's only, and it's not in a disrespectful way. We don't call each other
Right,
outside of our names.
right. That's what I
We don't
mean.
put our hands on each other, that type of stuff. But
Right, exactly.
you know, he'll fight back verbally.
Right, he'll give it to you, but that's okay, Malik. That's okay, but
And I'm
he's
good with
not
that. Yeah.
abusing it.
Oh
He's not
no, no.
abusing it.
Well,
Well,
Jimmy,
that's what I mean.
I have way too many weapons for him to be doing that. And
So
and a bunch of
listen, that's another deterrent. That definitely will stop a man from maybe his encouragement is knocked right out of the box when
let's not even
hey,
get there. Because my
yeah,
encouragement is not out there
my
either.
wife's
So
got a pistol somewhere in the house, but maybe in a couple of multiple places. So I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
pretty much.
But there's a respect level between you guys. You know what
Yes,
I mean?
there definitely
Yeah,
is.
so I could understand two people arguing or two people having a disagreement. But again, your husband's not putting his hands on you. He's
No,
not
no, no.
physically violating you. And he's not disrespecting you to a point where, you're going to walk out of the house or you're going to get a gun and shoot
No,
his
no, no,
ass.
no,
You know what I'm saying?
no, no.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
we're both
So,
that way. And I think
right,
part of the reason that we're both that way is because we both suffer from PTSD, right? And so,
right,
you know, with PTSD comes responsibility. With owning weapons comes responsibility, right? And so you've got to be able to control certain things in certain
right,
aspects in your life, and you've got to know that there's a hard and fast line you won't cross no matter what.
right,
And that's what
right.
you've got to deal with. You know what I mean? But you
Yeah,
constantly, and it's not like you constantly remind yourself because it's ingrained in you as part of your morals now.
right. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So yeah,
Again, I'm old fashioned. Again, my grandfather raised me more than my father, and my grandfather trained in my mind. When it comes to a man, you do what you got to do, and you man up. You do something wrong, hey, you face the consequences, and you can tell a man, hey, if there's a situation, I'm going to give it to him.
yeah,
But when it comes to a woman, I'm sorry, I'm a gentleman. I won't. I never hit a woman in my life. I never will. I never really raised my voice to a woman, even my ex-wife. I was always a gentleman. And my ex-wife, actually tells my daughter and my son, that's one thing about your father. I used to throw things at him and hit him and do
and
crazy
he wouldn't
stuff,
do
and I
stuff
would get
back.
upset,
Yeah.
but he would never say anything to me. I
Mm.
felt. I felt no. I felt. Again. I'm not a pushover guy. I'm 6'1.5". I weigh 250 pounds. Um, and for my age, I'm in amazing shape, and I'm a lethal weapon.
Yeah,
I
and so there are things
not.
that you can't do now.
Yeah, so I studied Zen, and so I am not going to put myself in a situation, especially with a woman, like that, or do any kind of disrespect to a lady, no matter what she does to me. That's my belief. A lot of people might disagree with me. A lot of men might say, hey, it goes 50-50. Yeah, certain things do, but to me, it's not a good policy. It doesn't get anybody anywhere, because the minute you put your hands on a woman, you can do it again. And
Yeah,
especially guys today,
and it
they
gets
drink a
easier
lot.
each time. and it gets easier every time.
That's right. That's right. It gets easier every time. And that to me is a scary scenario,
Very.
and it puts us all in jeopardy. You know what I mean? You can look at this guy. I mean, he beat up his wife really bad.
He whooped her ass.
I mean,
He beat the fuck out of her.
And how long were they married, Malik? How long were they? I mean,
I don't know how long they were married. I didn't get that part.
I know it. I know it's.
But they
I know
had
it's
children,
more than
so
they had children. It's more than 5 years. But
oh yeah,
you won't. No matter what, you took vows with this woman, but to put your hands on her like that. And again, I saw those pictures you were showing me. I was like, what the hell?
yeah.
What the hell's the matter with this guy?
He beat the crap out of her, which was not cool.
Was he drinking? Was he drunk? Was she getting pissed off that he's drinking a lot? Is he going out with his friends? She could have said remarkable things to him. And yeah, some men can't handle that stress and that pressure. They snap. Obviously, he snapped. He just lost it because he would. I mean, he beat the crap out of her, man.
He really did.
And,
he really did. And
wow.
I don't believe that was the first time. I think the cops have been called to their house several times. So it'll be interesting
you
to see how
see,
the divorce plays out. Yeah, but her getting a
now you see what I mean about how it becomes easier and easier.
Yeah.
Because it gets worse and worse. The scenario plays out. Hey, I did it once, I'll do it again. I did it twice, I'll do it 3 times. Hey, I've done this before. I hit you, bitch. I'm going to hit you again.
Exactly.
And he's not an old guy. He's not an older guy. He's in his 40s, right?
Yeah. He's 47 or something like that.
Yeah, 47, right. And I mean, he's not like, he's not a spring chicken, but he's not an older guy like,
He shouldn't have done that. He just should not have done that. I mean,
absolutely.
He should not have done that. And
exactly, I agree.
Yeah.
It was horrible. I saw the pictures the other day and I was like, what the hell did this guy do, man?
And Playboi Carti, he shouldn't have put his hands on his girlfriend. I mean, he choked her out, but we don't know the circumstances behind people's lives.
Listen, again, that's a dangerous thing because here you are doing a paternity test. What brought them to do a paternity test? Or was it his idea to get the paternity test? You know what I'm saying?
I hope it wasn't hers if the results came back jacked up.
I mean, you're sitting there and the doctor, it's like being on the Maury Povich show. You are not the father.
Yeah, who the hell? That poor dude. I feel bad for him if that's how it went down. I mean, obviously, we're just speculating because I can't see what would drive a man to choke the shit out of a pregnant woman in a doctor's office and receive a felony like minutes after. Like, I just can't see that happening. I mean, it happened close enough where somebody else was able to call, because he was choking her that bad, And
that's crazy, man.
He got his.
But you saw his mugshot. He looked like a demon.
Yeah, he looked like he was he looked devilish, and I think she brought the devil out of that man, and he proceeded to choking the shit out of her.
Absolutely, it's devastating, man. And I'm seeing a lot of this. I mean, look at the guy with the 22-year-old kid now getting accused of killing a 16-year-old girl. What the heck is he doing near a 16-year-old girl?
That's part one. Part one is, what are you doing with a 16-year-old girl?
She's 16 years old. She's not even of legal age, man. She's not even 18 years old. I mean, and the poor parents of this girl. I mean, just think of the parents.
Yeah, and the child's been missing for 6 months. They just found her body.
They just found her body, I know.
Yeah,
and here's the mother and father going nuts. And, they said they were questioning him, though. They were questioning him months ago.
And he's a cop.
Yeah, it's crazy. Listen, cops. We don't have to talk about them. Doesn't mean nothing because, sometimes these guys, they leave their house and their wife pisses them off, and they're taking it out on every single person they stop. And I mean, look at that poor guy with those cops that they killed that guy.
Oh yeah.
First of all, you know what a lawyer said to me? Yeah, a lawyer in New York was handling a case about a cop that beat up a person in New York City, and it was in the Bronx, and he's handling the case. And you know what? He said to the police officer when he was questioning him, he said, "Sir, when did you become the judge, the jury, and the executioner and the punisher?" And the cop didn't have anything to say. He knew he was wrong. And the lawyer, he's a very good lawyer, and he said to the guy, "Please answer my question. When do you become the judge and the jury and the executioner in a situation? You're a peace officer. I don't care what somebody does. You ought to put handcuffs on them and you bring them to the precinct, and then they have the right to go to court and be
Exactly.
judged by a judge and their
Exactly.
peers. You're not allowed to go and just because somebody's doing something, you're a peace officer. And I know cops that have fought with other cops in situations. I don't know if you remember the little girl that was killed. I mean, this is not in 1992. That little girl that was killed by that Jewish guy, and the father beat this little girl up. She was 6 years old, and they saw her barely breathing. She died
Oh
in
yeah,
front of
she was
them.
in New York. She was in New York. What was her name?
Brooklyn,
Well,
you remember the girl?
yeah,
You
I thought
remember
it
the
was
girl?
Manhattan.
Yeah, I'm sorry, in Manhattan. But
Yeah, I
that
forgot. Oh
girl,
my God, I forget her name. Oh
I know, you
man.
know who I'm talking about,
Yeah,
that
I
little
know
poor
exactly
girl,
who you're
right?
talking about.
And
Yeah,
his father was a Jewish man, and he beat this kid, and she died. Well,
yeah.
my brother was one of the arresting officers, and his partner had a 6-year-old daughter. My brother had to hold his partner from strangling that guy and beating the crap out of him because he saw the girl, gasping for air and breathing. Now imagine beating a 6-year-old kid. That guy, yeah, that's hard, but still, you are a police officer. You are not a judge and a jury. You cannot um, go because you're pissed off. I'm pissed off too. I would love to strangle a guy. I would love to give him what he did to that poor little girl, but it was a very big case. You'll
It
see
was. I was
pictures
looking.
of,
I'm looking for her name right now because it just bothers
yeah,
me that I don't know her name.
I know, I forget her name, Malik, but my brother had to hold back his partner from attacking the guy. He wanted to strangle him. And my brother told him, "Hey, you're a cop. Act like a cop. I'm
Mm,
not happy about this either, but we have to put this guy in cuffs and bring him in. And that's our job. Our job is not anything else. And that's why a lot of these cops, that poor man that was shot in South Carolina, when that police officer, the guy's running away because he's scared.
of the
All
cop.
he
Yeah,
is scared. Remember that guy? And that guy shot him 8 times in the back?
in the back. Yeah,
Right. What are you doing? Okay, you're going to shoot him in the leg. Or he's running in the woods. You get him later. You don't shoot the guy. He's
exactly.
scared.
Exactly.
Where is the reasonability? And where is the lawfulness of these people? There is no lawfulness. This guy said, "Yeah, you're going to run for me, boy," with that attitude,
Oh
and shot
wow.
him 8 times. Shoot him in the leg. All right, if he did something horrendous and I couldn't let him get away, you know, if you shoot him in the leg, he's not going to go anywhere. He's not going to die. I stopped him. I didn't mean to shoot him, but I shot him in the leg because he did this and I didn't want him to get away. But I
Exactly.
didn't blow him away and shoot him in
Like
back
he
eight
shot to
times and
kill
kill
though.
the guy.
That guy shot to kill. He literally shot to kill.
He shot
And
to kill. Right.
and it's sad
Exactly.
that and unfortunately as a person of color, I'm scared of cops too. I think every time I get pulled over, hands are up on the dashboard because I don't
Absolutely.
want no problems. I don't want
Absolutely.
any problems.
Listen,
I just want to go home.
everybody, you know what? And Malik, that's terrible because I had a black worker with me in my car one time and we got pulled over.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the guy started shaking and getting nervous? And I looked at him and I said, "Rob, what's going on? What's the matter?" He goes, these cops." I said, "Hey, buddy, relax, man." And the cop came over and he didn't even say anything, but the guy was scared shit.
But you know why?
This is
I mean, but that's something that we've feared forever, Jim. I mean, because you
Yeah,
think
I
about
know.
it, like you think
No, I
about
know.
where the cops came from. The cops were founded, I mean, originally by the slave catchers, right?
That's
Those are
right.
the
That's
people
right.
that they hired to go out and chase black people down and bring them back to serve as slaves on somebody's
That's very
plantation,
true, especially in the southern states. Yep,
especially in the southern states. And so, and
that's
then
right.
even then, you find like lynchings and stuff like that. You'll find cops standing in the damn picture. People go to jail. They may not come back alive. You know what I mean? Like all of this stuff is something that we've been, as an African American culture, we've been dealing with for a
You
very,
know,
very, very long time.
I was with my girlfriend in Alabama visiting her aunt, and
Uh-huh.
she was making, and we took her out to dinner because she was cooking for us all week. And I said, "Come on, I want to take you out for dinner." She didn't even want to go out for dinner. She said she doesn't like to go out. But we were out, and I don't know. I mentioned this once, and we're at a street corner. I see white guys going around a corner, and they're racing, and then another guy went through the stop sign. I saw this poor black man, not driving crazy, but he didn't exactly stop all the way at the stop sign. And he went to make the turn. There was no other cars. I don't know where these cop cars came out of. Boom, zing, bam. They came out of two corners. They got in the front of him, in the back of him. Boy, and I saw this guy scared. And you know what the aunt said to me? That's what goes on down here, Jimmy.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, what?
And how long ago was that, Jimmy?
That was, let me see. That was 6 years ago.
Wow. Yeah.
That wasn't that long ago.
Mm. So
It
then,
was 6 years ago.
knowing all this,
And she,
go ahead.
and, yeah, and she looked at me, and she was not surprised. And I was shocked. I was like, I just saw like five people go through the stop sign. One guy just raced right through the intersection. This poor guy slowed down. He didn't stop all the way. But
But
I never saw a man
it was a
more.
cruising stop. It was a cruising
Yeah,
stop. He ain't from around
yeah.
there. He ain't from around there.
But
So
you know, Alabama is look. It's still got that.
that element to it, yeah.
Well, I listen. You know what? I saw a lot of Confederate flags,
Mm-hmm. Oh, those things all
and
over the place.
let me tell you something, Malik. I'm down in Florida. I see a lot of them down here too.
Oh yeah, I
I
know.
see. I'm like, one guy was in Lowe's and he go, "Hey, boy, how you doing, man?" I said, "First of all, I'm not your boy, and second of all, I went, what's with the Confederate flag?" And he looked at me. What do you mean? I said, "What do I mean?" I said, "Okay, I guess I'm going nowhere with that one, right?" And I got in my truck and I left. He
Mm.
goes, "Oh, I see you from New York." I said, "Yeah, I'm from New York, but yeah."
You don't like
I'm like,
they don't like them damn Yankees either.
"Oh no, they listen. Guess what? But I'm right in their face. I don't give a shit."
See.
I said, they're most of the people are very nice, but you know what? I'm nice to the attendant at Publix taking the cart,
Yeah. You
and I'm
gotta be
asking
nice
him
to
how his
everybody,
day
man.
is.
You gotta be
The
nice to
woman
everybody.
Marie that was packing my bags at Publix, I was making her laugh, and I'm talking to her because you know what? To me, she's just a human being,
Yeah.
and she's a beautiful person.
And she's
And
just
and
doing the job.
and the girl Stephanie, she's a Jamaican girl.
Okay.
She's from Jamaica. She talks with the accent, and I love her, and I'm making her laugh and kid around. Do you know none of the people online were smiling, and I'm saying, "Steph, I'm watching you, babe." I said, I said, "I'm watching you pull them groceries." She starts hysterical laughing, and when I go into the store, Jimmy, she goes, "Jimmy, Marie, hey, babe, how are you guys doing, man? I'm coming to your line, Steph." Is there anything wrong with that?
Not at all, Jim. Not at all.
Is it that we look upon people in such a drastic way because of it really bothers me. It affects me. But man, let me tell you, I am nice to every single person I meet down here,
You have to be.
especially in Lowe's. I kid around with Anderson, and when I walk into Lowe's, I'm the only guy he says hello to. One of the
Mm.
managers said, "You're the only guy he says hello to."
Uh,
And he's from Haiti. Sweetest
see,
man I ever met.
see,
Jim, Jim, don't get this. Get this. This is cheaper. It's on sale. I said, "Hey, Anderson, thank you, bro."
yeah,
He
man.
don't. He don't. He goes, I don't give a shit about these other idiots. He goes, man, but you, come on, bro, you know.
Yeah,
I
you were
shake his
definitely.
hand, you know. I hug him. I say hello to him. I make his day, you know. Anderson, you want a drink, bro? Come on, I'm going to pick up a drink. He goes, Jim, I'll take one of those Frappuccino coffees. I said, damn. I said, they're good, man. They're more expensive, too. You went for the, and he laughs, but I'm only kidding. But is there anything wrong with us being pleasant to each other?
There really isn't, Jim.
There
And I think you
there
leeway
isn't.
or you segued into a perfect thing. So I'm going to play something for us, and it's about 2 minutes long, but it's a Delta flight attendant, right? And this happened, I think, on a flight from JFK to I think they were going from JFK to DC, right? And so here's what happens. Wait, can we not hear it?
You got the wrong one today. Well, I have you on video saying my wife has a stupid face, so you're being rude. Rude. Since the moment of the match. Yes. Okay. At the beginning of the flight.
So now she's explaining what went down. He's still recording. So apparently what wound up happening is, and I'll pause for a quick sec. So what wound up happening is they came on and I guess they had bags and there was another person trying to put their bag up as well, right? And so the guy got up to help this lady put his bag up or put her bag up, and the flight attendant got annoyed with them because they were supposed to be in their seats, right? So she comes back and gives them some lip. So she continues.
So I am filming, and I have all that on tape. And when you land in New York, I'm going straight to the guest relations.
Can you imagine that?
Place the mask over your nose and mouth. Put the elastic strap over your head and adjust.
So she wasn't. So
breathe normally and no
hold up.
oxygen flowing. But don't worry if the bag doesn't explode. Be sure to adjust your own mask before helping
Could you imagine that?
Use and move the vest. No, you're fine. By pulling on the tab and then opening the pouch. Slip the vest over your head.
So it'll be interesting to see what plays of this, right?
All he was doing was helping the woman with her bag.
That's all he was trying to do. And then she went and took their bags down in order to put the other woman's bag up. All right, I think we're done with it.
Are you serious?
So after that, but wait. So, I mean, I'm sorry, the flight was from Orlando, Florida to New York. So they had probably just taken their kids to Disney. And they have to get on the plane and deal with some bullshit like this. But the sad part about it was that, you know, it really didn't need to go down that way. You know what I mean?
Absolutely not.
Okay, so I backtrack to say, you think we're frustrated, Jimmy? Because she seemed like she was a frustrated lady. And maybe she had dealt with some bullshit before they got on board and took it out on them, which she should not have done. Right?
Absolutely not. She shouldn't have said anything. She should have said, thank you, sir, for helping that woman.
Yeah.
She was really she was reprimanding the guy.
Yeah, because he wasn't paying attention during the time that she's giving the, you know, keep your arms and legs in the plane,
belt buckle and put your shoes under there and pull the thing and when you tie it out, when you walk in the water, the light goes on. Don't worry about it. You know,
your seat under your seat is a flotation device, or your seat can be used as one as well. All of that good shit, right? Who you supposed to cover first with the mask? Yourself before you get to the kids. You know, so we know the whole spiel. Right, and frequent flyers typically know it, but I think she was offended that he wasn't paying attention to her doing that because he had already gotten under her skin some kind of way in order for her to feel that type.
Obviously,
yeah, but
I mean, you know what? You can approach. This is what I mean about. You know, walk up to the guy and simply say, "Sir, I'm sorry, but during the presentation, please take your seat. I'm sure you want to help the woman with her bag, but if you can, just wait," or, you know, a pleasantry or something. Who's training these people? Who's advising these people that they're so irrational especially to a passenger, especially this. All right, you know what? If you had a mask mandate and you're not wearing a mask, okay, I would get pissed off too. The
Yeah,
security's coming. This is our code. But the
yeah.
guy is helping a woman with the bag. I'm sure you're hearing what's going on.
I'm
You can
visualizing it.
approach it. Yeah, you can be a little more polite about it. It's pretty sinister, right?
Yeah, but
But don't you see?
I think that's the tone
This
of
was
the
never
country,
like
though.
this years ago. It was
That's what
never
I'm
like
saying.
this years
But
ago.
that's the tone of our country right now. Our country is
It,
toned like that. Our
we are
country is made
becoming
to feel
more.
that way.
Yes, and you know what? I got to be honest with you. We also know, we talked about it before. We know the creature who has put this awakening, what I call the awakening, because you have people that, look, the guy that shot those people in Buffalo. These people have a purpose and a reason now because somebody, that moron, gave them that purpose and a reason.
Exactly.
And I'm sorry, he did. And yes, we know. I'm going to say his name. It's the fabulous Trumper. Mr. Trumper.
His,
I saw.
that's his boo
I,
thing.
but he did. He woke these whatever they are. I mean, they're just again. Somebody was saying something the other day on. Oh, there were the people that went in the insurrection on the Capitol. They
Oh
were
yeah,
all, yeah, they were all Black Lives Matter, and I said, What? They
there
were
was not
what?
a Black Lives Matter person in that whole thing.
I only saw black policemen putting their life at risk to get them away from all this senators and congressmen. I didn't see one black person charging the white Capitol. And I said, you saw black people? Oh, they were there. They just didn't show them. And I'm like, this is how sinister the attitude of this country is.
Yeah, it's
That
horrible.
they actually, they don't show that. They don't show that. They didn't show. You're talking about Democrat. They were Democrats. I said I saw nothing but Trump flags.
Yeah,
I saw nothing but people pissed
but
off because somebody was saying a lie and they believed it. And I want you to think about that.
somebody
But
said
this is
something.
how sinister the country is. You have morons that are actually saying that black people were protesting and being insurrectionists on January 6th at the Capitol.
Yeah,
And I'm like, I said, I saw panoramic views from a distance up close.
yeah.
I only,
There was probably a very few black people out there. We
I
didn't
didn't
go
see
out there.
any.
We didn't
I
go
didn't
out
see
there.
any.
Yeah, we wouldn't be out there.
I know there's people, again,
There's a
but
couple, but Stacey Dash
yeah,
may
but
have been out
this,
there, but you know.
I think it's a great exaggeration to say Black Lives Matter were there.
Oh yeah,
Again, look, Lives Matter has tricked their own people and they lied and they did stupid things, which really, is a setback. But nonetheless, I honestly didn't see one. I saw black police officers,
yeah.
but I
Getting
didn't see,
assaulted. Yeah, that's what I
yeah,
saw.
getting assaulted. I didn't see anybody. I
But
mean, we become we become sinister to ourselves. We've become we're flagellant, where we have no empathy, we have no respect for a human life or a human being.
we don't,
It's
not
just
anymore.
yeah, no, it's just even, and I see it even in road rage. And you got to be careful down here in Florida because people have, everybody's carrying a gun, and I'm
Facts.
getting my
I
ass
hear
a
out here.
gun. As soon as I get my Florida license, I'm going right to. I'm going to get me. I don't know what I'm going to get. Hey, babe, you're the gun expert. What kind of gun should I get, man?
Go to the gun shop. Try them out.
Yeah.
Try them in your
Oh,
hand.
try them out.
Try them out. Try them out. Because a gun is like a pair of jeans, right? You got to try them out and see which ones fit.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's really good, man. That's good
Yeah.
advice.
So
I'm going
try
to
them
do
out.
that.
And then talk to the guys at the range because they'll give you a lot of feedback, a lot of input on the guns.
Right. I mean, I
Like,
don't want to carry a 45 like Dirty
no, but if
Harry
you're
or
just looking
anything,
for,
man.
I mean, if so, it depends on what you're looking for, right? If you're just looking for a home defense, I tell you get a 12 gauge. Because the international "get the fuck out of my house" is everybody hears that and they know get on.
You mean it's the sound of glory,
It's the
right?
sound of chit chit, or however your gun makes that noise. That chit chit, yeah.
Can
That
I
means
say, boy,
move.
what you doing at my house?
Exactly. What you doing in my spot? Yeah, this here my juke joint. So,
Wow.
so yeah. But if you're looking for something that you eventually want to go to the gun range, and you may have to carry it with you sometimes, you may have to conceal it. Then I
Well,
would.
I see people walking around with the guns out.
Oh yeah.
I was in Lowe's and I see people you got a carry permit. You can expose your gun, and people are walking around with the gun
Yeah,
on
I
them.
don't
And
even think Joseph Picato says, "What's up, Jimmy? Yo, Jimmy."
hey, what's going on, Bubba?
So yeah, man. So in Virginia, it's an open carry state, right? I think Florida is very similar to Virginia, where it's an open carry state.
Florida's an open carry state, yes.
Yep, stand your
Pennsylvania
ground.
is.
Yeah.
Washington's not, right? Is Washington, D.C.? No.
Oh no. It's hard to get a gun in
No.
DC. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't. It's like
Yeah.
New York and New Jersey. You're not allowed. Yeah. I mean, you got to get a carry permit. Like a lot of garbage guys that go around and collect money, or if you're collecting money,
Yeah.
you can get it in that scenario. But other than that, New York will never approve. New
Yeah,
York will never approve it.
But the sad part, and I go back to it, Jimmy, I said it once and I'll say it a million times again. The sad part about it is in those places where everybody is not allowed to carry, only the criminals and the cops have the guns. And sometimes the
That's right.
cops are the criminals. And so you've got to be
Yeah.
able to protect yourself if something is going awry. Now, I'm not advocating anybody go out there and try to shoot anybody, but I'm saying if it's self-preservation, you do have the right to protect yourself. And in these
That's right.
cases, the civilians are the victims. You know what I mean? Like in a lot of cities, people see if everybody had a gun in New York, there would probably be fewer stick-up kids.
Hey, I gotta tell you something. You better believe it. And Malik, another thing that we have never touched on is all this human trafficking. What's going on?
Oh, yeah.
Even where my daughter is in Jersey and Florida, it's like going rampant. I don't know how Washington D.C. is, but in Jersey, they were following a girl with her baby. And they're approaching her, hey, what are you doing? What are you buying? And she started, I'm going to scream if you don't get away from me.
Yeah.
She called the security office. The security guy walked her out. They were waiting near her car. They were watching her.
So they knew what kind of car she drove. Wow.
They knew they watched her coming into the lot. They got her in the store, two guys, and the same two guys were in the car, and another guy was near her car. When they saw the security guy walking with her, they took off. And then she called the cops. They took the guy's plate, thank God. But this is getting to be a little ridiculous. I'll tell you right now, if I see somebody in the store and they're attacking a girl or they're trying to grab her, they better... No, they're done. I'm going to snap. I'm going to twist their neck. I'm going to break their neck. They're done. I mean, I don't know. I couldn't handle that. That I won't handle. Like, I'm nervous with my daughter. My daughter, her boss was actually stalking her, and they almost arrested him, and they just fired him from the insurance company. He was there for 15 years.
And he was stalking your baby?
What?
He was stalking your baby?
He was stalking my daughter, and he was emailing her, and he's like, why don't you call me? Why don't you talk to me? I know I can get in trouble for this, but I'm infatuated with you. I love you. My daughter was getting nervous, so she called HR, and HR, they investigated. If I tell you what this guy was saying, the things that he was saying was scary. I was going to go to his house. Wow. I have friends I can find out. I was going to go talk to this guy. This is my daughter. I don't give a shit what happens to me, but this is getting to be all too much. Men hitting women, men not being men. I mean, I talk to women, and the first thing they say to me, are you a real man? Are you a gentleman? Are you going to hit me? And I'm like, what? Yeah, my last boyfriend used to hit me, and I'm like, what?
Wow.
Yeah, it's just, you know, look, I'm just too old fashioned for all this crap that's going on, you know.
I feel you,
And
Jimmy.
yeah, you know, I just never would do it. I just couldn't do it. But, you know, I'm very concerned about I'm concerned about a lot of things that's going on in this country.
It's getting crazy,
Too much
Joe.
hate. Yeah, it's getting crazy, Malik. It really is, you know.
It's way
And
too much hate. You're right.
yeah, and it's just it's like pure hostility, you know. Like
Against
somebody's
everybody, though.
waiting.
Everybody's fucking mad. That's why that woman went off. She's mad. I don't know what she's mad about, but she's mad. He was mad because he recorded her. I mean, everybody's
Right.
freaking mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's
Everybody's
pissed
pissed
off.
off. Everybody's got, you know, and who knows what these people are going through. Her boyfriend could have been cheating on her that day, or she probably lost her. She was probably going to get a raise. Who knows? But
Yeah,
this is what I mean about taking your aggressions out on your job.
yeah.
You know,
Can't
and,
do that.
and my cousin was a cop. He's passed away, but he used to say, when I got off work, I left my job in my car.
Yeah.
When I got out of work, I don't care what it was. I might have been pissed off. A guy spit in his face, and he just arrested him. You know, there are good cops, but there's a lot of rogue retards. You know.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Jimmy, I can't tell you how I'd react if somebody spit in my face, and I don't care what kind of badge I'm wearing.
Yeah, of course. No,
I'm just telling you straight up. I'll probably go for the jugular. Do not spit in my
yeah.
face. I don't
Listen,
like
I
bodily
get.
fluids to begin with.
No, I
Man,
believe
my
me.
knee would have been in the back of his neck. Like, do not put your bodily fluids on me. I mean, yes, I understand, but sometimes people be testing people.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know.
You
It's
can't
real,
just
and
spit on me.
they do it to piss you off, so they can create a lawsuit, and that's what everybody wants to do. They want to sue you so they can go to court and make a million, you know, make money or whatever. I don't
Yeah.
know. You know, it's very sad. I hope for a great change, but again, with Trump still in the picture, I mean, he's slowly losing his ground, though. You know,
So you know Sarah
he
Huckabee's running right for president.
what?
Sarah Huckabee is running for president.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Oh my
yeah,
goodness, there
and
was just a shooting in the El Paso Mall. Yep.
wow,
Yep.
yeah, it was pretty.
One dead,
There's
three
also
injured. Suspect is in custody. Wow. Wow. Just now. All right, Jimmy. So let's jump into some of these comments really quick. Joe says, remember that restaurant on New Drop Lane?
on New York Lane, yes,
Okay. Oh, New Dorp Lane. I'm sorry, I can't read.
right,
Then he said, did you hear about the Gambino bust
yes,
on SI? Oh, there was a Gambino bust on Staten Island?
yes,
It's none of our business, Jimmy. It's none of our business.
that's right. There's certain things you want to touch, and there's certain things you don't touch. That's something you don't touch.
That's none of my business. It's none of my business. I don't know.
Yes, I happen to know the whole story, and it again, pretty much every restaurant on Staten Island has some guy attached to it. I guess you know what I mean.
It's a damn shame. Can't have shit in the world. So
Hey,
look,
I had a restaurant on New York Lane, Nouveau
yeah,
Cafe. You know,
oh, okay. New Dorp Lane.
yeah,
Wow.
they tried to put their hooks in me.
Don't let them.
Didn't work
Yeah, they
out. It
can't.
didn't work out too good.
See. So look, before we close, because I did put in here another Black History moment. We're gonna talk about Rosalind Brewer, excuse me,
Right.
58.
Sure.
She used to be the CEO at Starbucks. She is now the CEO of Walgreens, and she is
Wow.
yeah, and she's the only Black woman to currently lead a Fortune 500 company. So that is,
That's right. Yes. Oh
and
my
that
God,
is
I didn't know she left Starbucks.
yeah, man, yeah. And now she's over
Wow.
at Walgreens.
She's a very classy, very intelligent woman.
She
She's a
looks it.
very classy, intelligent woman. Have you ever heard her conversations, or have you heard her talk?
So
Yeah, if you go,
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
no, if you go on YouTube, you'll see a lot of interviews with her,
With her?
and very, 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 very interesting lady. Very, very smart woman. You know.
Yeah, she seems very smart. And they don't put dummies at the top of these corporations, so shout out to her, man.
Oh, not at all, man.
Yeah, especially Starbucks. I mean, they wouldn't charge you $4, but now we know why it was $4, right? Now we know it was
Yeah.
$4.
Well, Walgreens gave her an offer that she probably would not refuse, and which was a lot more accommodating than Starbucks. But look at what she did to Starbucks. I mean, Starbucks is. It's not Dunkin' Donuts, but it's really. I mean, she brought in the development of the food that they have, and
All of that. Yeah.
yeah, she brought in a lot of stuff that really made Starbucks
The
flavorful.
refreshers. I mean, that's why
Yeah,
I go because of
yeah.
her. And
Dunkin'
like you
Donuts
said,
was following off of her lead.
yeah.
Dunkin' Donuts took a lot of stuff from her.
Mhm.
Because she had a lot of those
All
cool
those
cold
coffee shops
drinks.
did. All those
Yep,
coffee shops
absolutely.
did. Yeah,
Yeah, they
Starbucks,
said, "Hey, this is brilliant."
Pete's, all of them did. So look, shout out to the panel. We see Dutchie in the audience. Hey. And so on the last thing we'll talk about, I guess, is your favorite pizza spot on Staten Island. That's what Joe wants to know about.
Wants to know about what?
Your favorite pizzeria on Staten Island.
Oh man, Danino's by far. Danino's. Yeah, Danino's makes the best pizza. They're on Port Richmond. They've been there. They were one of the first original pizzerias. And if you are on Staten Island, go to Danino's. You will. The pizza is just absolutely out of this world. It's awesome. There's actually a Danino's in New Jersey, but the one in Port Richmond is just hands down the best pizza on Staten Island, without a doubt. I mean, there's nothing, no pizzeria comes even close to it.
See, that's what's up. I don't know if Tony Dutchie's talking about this, but she said mine is Under the Bridge. Is there a place called Under the Bridge on Staten Island for pizza?
Under the Bridge. I heard of it. I never been there because honestly, if I eat pizza on Staten Island, it's Danino's.
It's Danino's. He said Brothers
Yeah.
sucks. He said he agrees with Danino's.
Brothers Pizza is horrible, man. Sorry, Brothers Pizza, but I had your pizza, and no, it's not good. It's not good.
Great. Yep, she said it's pizza, but it's not in Staten Island. This is in Brooklyn. Oh. Well, shit, if that's the case, my favorite spot was on the corner of Flatbush and Cortelyou.
Oh, well, what about the Mayos? The Mayos in Brooklyn, their pizza, hand down, is probably the best pizza in New York, next to Cipriano's, which is on the Upper East Side on 2nd Avenue. I mean, there's a couple of...
Jimmy,
they have
the best pizza comes out of Brooklyn. I'm sorry.
The best pizza comes out of Brooklyn?
I'm sorry, man.
Yes, I agree. No, I agree with you.
I mean, I'm just going to tell you.
Yeah, Danino's is a good, cool second, but yeah, Brooklyn has the best pizza, without a doubt.
Brooklyn has the best pizza. And
DeMarco's in Brooklyn is the best, man.
Okay, see, there you go. And on that note, folks, we're going to head up out of here. Da Vinci, Grimaldi, all shucks. We're getting the names of the pizza spots. Anybody going to Brooklyn anytime soon, go visit those spots. Or if you're going to be in Staten Island, check out Domano's, like Jimmy said. Thank you for joining us this evening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow. And on that note, we are out of here. Jimmy, any closing words?
Everybody, be good to yourselves. Be good to all your people that you're close to. Love your brother and love your neighbor, and just try to bring some peace and happiness into this world, and not be so vindictive and vicious and stuff. That's all I can say, man.
Facts, man.
And thanks for everybody putting in their comments and listening, and I appreciate it so much. And Malik, babe, I'm your rock, man. I'm here no matter what.
Bang. Fist bump across the air.
Bang, babe. Give me the bump fist.